You have tried everything. The serums, the salon visits, the expensive shampoos. And yet every morning when you run your fingers through your hair, you feel it. Less fullness, less volume, less of what used to feel effortlessly yours. Nobody tells women over 50 the truth about hair thinning. They blame age. They blame hormones. They tell you to accept it. But what if the real cause is hiding inside your own daily routine? I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and youth-boosting fixes for mature women. So you get simple, proven transformations that work instantly. Today we are uncovering 6 hidden beauty habits that are secretly causing premature thinning of mature hair. And by part 4, you are going to want to stop and look at what is sitting on your bathroom shelf right now. I mean it. We will go through every habit, every fix, every swap. And the very first one? It is the most common habit I see, and almost no one realizes they are doing it. Let us go. Part 1. The brushing habit that is breaking your hair from the root. You do it every morning without thinking. You pick up your brush, start at the top, and work your way down. It feels like the right thing to do. It always has. But this one habit, the thing you have done for decades, is one of the leading causes of breakage and premature thinning in mature hair. Here is the truth no one talks about at the salon counter. Hair over 50 has a thinner, more fragile cortex. The protein bonds that used to give your strands resilience have been weakening quietly for years. When you brush from root to tip, you are stacking tension from the top and dragging that force all the way down through every knot below. Every single stroke does damage your hair no longer has the strength to recover from. Honestly, this is the one I wish someone had pulled me aside and whispered years ago. Because the fix is so simple it almost feels too easy. Start detangling from the ends. Work in small sections, moving upward in stages. Never drag a brush through a knot from above. Always loosen the knot first, then move up. This single swap protects the hair shaft and reduces daily breakage by a dramatic amount. Your strands need gentleness now more than ever. And that bone structure of yours deserves hair that frames it fully, not hair that thins. From the very routine meant to care for it. Swap your daily brush for a wide tooth comb or a cushioned paddle brush. And always begin at the ends. If you are still starting at the roots, stop today. The difference in your density over the next 3 months will speak for itself. Use a leave-in detangler spray on damp hair before you begin. It reduces friction dramatically and gives your strands the slip they need to survive the process. This is the one that made a close friend of mine stop mid-conversation and ask what she had changed, because her hair started holding volume it had not held in years. And speaking of products on your bathroom shelf, in part 2, we are looking at the one ingredient hiding in your everyday shampoo that is silently stripping your scalp of everything it needs to grow healthy hair. You are going to want to check the label the moment we are done. Part 2, the shampoo ingredient that is slowly stripping your scalp. Have you ever wondered why your hair looks great the day after washing, but feels thin and flat the very next morning? That cycle is not random. It is a symptom, and the cause is likely sitting in the shower right now. Most mainstream shampoos, even the ones marketed specifically for mature or thinning hair, contain sulfates. Sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium laureth sulfate. They are powerful surfactants designed to strip oil and buildup from the scalp. They are extremely effective. Too effective. Here is what happens below the surface. Your scalp has a delicate microbiome, a thin protective barrier of natural oils and good bacteria. After 50, that barrier becomes harder to maintain because sebum production slows naturally. When you shampoo daily with sulfates, you strip away what little protective oil the scalp has left. The scalp responds by going into overdrive, or it shuts down. Either way, the follicles suffer. Weakened follicles produce thinner strands. Thinner strands break sooner. Your density drops. Yes, that's simple. Swap your sulfate shampoo for a sulfate-free, pH-balanced formula designed for mature or fine hair. If you are still using the same brand you have used for the past decade, that is the first thing to change. Look for formulas that include biotin, keratin peptides, or scalp-nourishing plant oils. Wash 2 to 3 times per week maximum. On off days, a small amount of dry shampoo, applied only at the roots, never along the length, will keep volume without disrupting the scalp barrier. Your natural elegance deserves a foundation that is actually nourishing what grows from it. There is one more swap on this topic that most women completely overlook. The temperature of the water you rinse with is either protecting your hair or destroying it. And part 3 reveals exactly what is happening every time you step into a hot shower. You are not going to want to skip this one. Part 3, the hot shower habit that is damaging your follicles. This one is going to be hard to hear, because it is one of the most comforting parts of your entire day. That long hot shower, the steam, the warmth. It feels like self-care. But for mature hair, it is one of the most damaging habits in existence. Hot water, above 38 degrees Celsius, opens the hair cuticle so aggressively that the inner cortex becomes exposed and vulnerable. In younger hair, that cuticle bounces back. After 50, it does not close as tightly. What you are left with is a shaft that is perpetually roughened, perpetually porous, and perpetually losing moisture it cannot replace on its own. But the follicle damage goes deeper than the shaft. Prolonged hot water exposure inflames the scalp. Chronic low-grade scalp inflammation. Dermatologists are now identifying this as one of the underdiagnosed contributors to diffuse thinning in women over 50. Your scalp does not look red. It does not feel irritated. But underneath, the follicle environment is compromised. And compromised follicles produce hair that is thinner at the base before it even grows out. This is the one that made a client I know completely rethink her morning routine. And within 8 weeks she said her hair felt denser at the part. 8 weeks. The swap is this. Wash your hair in warm water, not hot. And finish with a cool rinse. Even 15 seconds of cooler water at the end of your wash seals the cuticle, locks in moisture, and reduces the scalp inflammation that has been building silently for years. If you are still conditioning with hot water, stop. Apply your conditioner. Let it sit for 2 minutes, then rinse cool. That 2-minute wait is not optional. It is everything. Now we have covered how you brush, what you wash with, and how you rinse. But part 4 is the habit that happens after the shower. And it might be the single most destructive thing women over 50 do to their hair, without any awareness at all. Do not skip this. It is that important. Part 4. The towel drying habit that is snapping your strands. You step out of the shower. You grab your towel. You wrap it around your head and give it a good rub. It is automatic. It is instinctive. It is doing serious damage every single time. The moment you rub a terry cloth towel aggressively against wet hair, you are doing 2 things at once. You are roughening the cuticle, which after 50 is already fragile and slow to close. And you are creating friction along the full length of the shaft at the exact moment. When hair is at its weakest, when it is wet and fully swollen with water, wet hair can stretch up to 30% before it snaps. Vigorous towel rubbing pushes it past that point. You hear nothing, but the damage is real. Honestly, this is the one I tell every woman I know who is struggling with density at the crown. Because the crown is where terry cloth towels cause the most friction. And the crown is exactly where thinning becomes most visible, most quickly. The fix is a microfiber towel, or even better, a soft cotton t-shirt. Both materials absorb water without creating friction. You do not rub. You press gently and hold. Then you lightly scrunch upward. Your hair holds its shape, the cuticle stays closed, and breakage drops dramatically. If you are still using a regular bath towel on your hair, swap it this week. A high-quality microfiber hair towel costs almost nothing, and the difference in your hair's texture and volume within the first month is the kind of change that makes people ask if you have had a treatment done. Your beautiful eyes deserve framing that is full and soft, not hair that is quietly snapping away from the habit you have had since childhood. Maintenance reminder. After gentle towel drying, allow hair to air dry at least 50% before applying any heat. That window of airtime protects the cortex through the most vulnerable stage. We are halfway through and the habits are getting more surprising by the part. Part 5 covers a styling tool every woman over 50 owns, and the one setting on it that is silently frying the very roots that anchor your hair to your scalp. This one genuinely shocked me when I first learned it. You will feel the same. Part 5. The heat styling habit that is frying your roots. You bought it because it promised volume. Maybe it was the round brush attachment. Maybe it was the volumizing barrel. Whatever the tool, you trust it. You use it almost every day. And the habit you have built around it is creating a specific kind of heat damage that most stylists never warn women over 50 about: root scorching. Root scorching is exactly what it sounds like. When you hold a hot tool too close to the scalp, within 2 centimeters, the intense heat does not just style the hair. It penetrates the follicle opening itself. After 50, the follicle is already smaller and more sensitive. Repeated heat at the root weakens the follicle's grip on the strand. Hair that used to anchor firmly begins to release earlier in its growth cycle. Your shed count goes up. Your density at the roots goes down. This one is everything, because the damage is invisible until it is dramatic. Here is the swap. Keep all heated tools at least 2 to 3 centimeters from your scalp at all times. Use the Cool Shop button on your dryer to set volume at the root. Cool air lifts without scorching. If you use a flat iron or wand, never clamp or wrap within 3 centimeters of the scalp. Start mid-shaft and work toward the ends only. Your hair does not need root heat to look full. It needs root protection. And there are volumizing sprays and root-lifting mousses designed specifically for fine mature hair that will give you the lift you have been seeking from heat, without the damage. Always use a heat protectant spray before any hot tool. Applied to damp hair, not dry. Applied to dry hair, it sits on the surface. Applied to damp hair, it bonds to the shaft and creates a barrier that actually works through the drying process. If you are still blasting your roots with high heat every single morning, that single habit change, keeping the tool further from your scalp, is the difference between hair that thins quietly and hair that grows back the density it lost. Now for the final habit, and I saved this one for last because it is the most overlooked and the most deeply embedded in the beauty routines of women over 50. Part 6 is about something you apply with complete confidence every single week, and it is quietly destroying your scalp health from the inside out. Part 6. The hair color habit that is silently damaging your scalp health. You refresh your color regularly. Of course you do. You have found a shade that makes your eyes come alive and your skin look lit from within. Color is not the enemy, but the way most women over 50 apply it, or have it applied, is one of the most consistent scalp-damaging habits I find hiding inside beautiful routines. The problem is overlapping. Every time color is applied from root to tip, or applied again to hair that was colored last month, the previously processed hair receives a double dose of developer and peroxide it cannot absorb or withstand. Hair that is over-processed becomes porous, brittle, and sponge-like. It absorbs moisture instantly and loses it just as fast. And because the shaft is weakened from the inside, it snaps under the friction of everyday styling. The breakage looks like thinning, but it is not the follicle failing, it is the strand failing. Honestly, this is the one conversation I wish every salon colorist had with their mature clients automatically, because the fix does not mean giving up your color. It just means doing it right. Ask your colorist to apply color only to the new growth, the true root, on each visit. The ends and mid-lengths should receive a toner, gloss, or conditioning treatment, not a fresh full application of developer-based color. This single technique protects the previously colored hair from overprocessing, while keeping your tone rich, fresh, and dimensional. Root shadow and root smudge techniques are also worth requesting. They soften the line of demarcation, extend the time between full color services, and keep your scalp environment healthier by reducing the frequency of chemical contact. At home, swap your regular shampoo for a color-safe, sulfate-free formula, and add a protein treatment to your routine once every 2 weeks. If you color at home, never leave developer on longer than the formula specifies. Even 5 extra minutes accelerates damage in mature hair at a rate younger hair would not experience. Your bone structure is stunning and your hair should honor it. Full, luminous, and healthy at every age. Every one of these 6 habits is fixable. Every single one. And the most important step is the one you take before you wash your hair tomorrow morning. You just uncovered 6 hidden habits that most women spend years, sometimes decades, never connecting to the thinning they keep trying to solve with treatments and products. Now you know exactly where the real damage is coming from. And that changes everything. You did not just watch a video. You gave your hair the information it needed to start recovering. Boom! Your hair was always capable of this fullness. Now you know how to protect it. Tell me in the comments, which of these 6 hidden habits were you doing without realizing it? I read every single comment, and I would love to know which one surprised you the most. Next time, we are uncovering the haircut shape that is quietly making mature faces look heavier, and the exact trim that corrects it in one salon visit. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I will see you in the next one.